Canada losing by 3-0 today. Zlatan, Thierry, we all three of us watched the game, and afterwards, Thierry, Jesse Marsch said, "I would rather be Canada than Morocco." He was very proud. What did you make of those words?
I just think that he was talking to his team and to the country of Canada, because I know where I would rather be, in all fairness, but I think he was assessing a situation and where he took the team and how it went. People will remember them, you know, first point, first goal, going through the group stage. People will remember the goal of Eustáquio, scoring the winner against South Africa. But Morocco also suffered. Morocco also worked. Morocco also had a dream. Morocco won the World Cup under 20. Morocco went to the semi-final of the last World Cup. Morocco is going to the quarters. Morocco also is making history. So people do suffer in different way and need to find a way to be successful. But for Canada, like Eustáquio said, can they become that country in terms of football? Can they bypass hockey? That will be a very difficult challenge, but they did what they had to do against who they played against. They played against a team that showed them how to win. So when they're going to come back, they're going to have to make sure they're going to be stronger. It is some type of also reality check for Jesse Marsch, but I think he was talking to his team and to the nation, not so much of who went through.
Morocco, the first African team to reach the quarterfinals in back-to-back World Cups. They had to find a way. Maybe the first half they weren't so good, Zlatan, but they found a way, and that has to be something that we credit them for.
Yeah, the strongest team won in the end. First half was not perfection, but in overall, they did a good game, and they got the 3 goals they needed, and they were the stronger team. They is not something. They're the stronger team. They made it to the quarterfinals. And normally when you play these games, first half, there is like a balance between the two teams if it's not too much domination from the stronger team. But in the second half, often comes the better team stronger. And the weaker team gets tired and they cannot keep up the intensity or keep up the pace of the better team. But we said it before, Morocco is a good team. They will reach quarterfinal. Let's see now what happened with France, Paraguay. Probably they will play against France. And then from there is game on. But we are not there yet. We need France to win today to play Morocco.
No, I was just thinking that they got done on a set piece. That's how annoying it is when you think about it. You got done on a set piece. It's annoying because they defended well, but still at the end of the day, details matter.
If you look at forward now, Morocco against France, I think too, yeah, France has a good team, Morocco has a good team.
Paraguay could still win.
Paraguay can win too, 100%. But I think if you look at the results, the last past games, and then look at the next games, if Morocco or France comes, I think a big role would be too that it's kind of a rivalry.
Yes.
Even in the country of France, you know, you have a lot of people from Morocco and everything, so you will see a complete different face of Morocco.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you know, a team like that, they like to sit back and they like to feel the game. Canada should have scored the goal, and because when you miss the chances to open up the score sheet, you're going to be punished after that. And it's what happened today. And Morocco knows how to deal with that, and they were strong. They lost their striker, Saibari, but somebody else came, Ounahi, and that's how they made and how they work. But if they play like that against France, they can be in trouble.
Or Paraguay.
Oh, Paraguay. Okay. You never know in football, but if it's what everybody thinks, except Paraguay fans, but it's going to be a revenge from a semi-final 4 years ago. But Morocco wouldn't be allowed to sit back and wait for the French to miss their chances, because we know the talent at front, and they can be very early in the game finished.
No, Canada was pushing and trying to get back into the game, and then especially the goals. Break their neck, right?
Yeah.
Because then you have to open more up and you run into more counter breaks and transition game. And Morocco is a good team, so you have to say that too. Even if Canada had completely control over the first half and they don't have chances to score, later on, and Morocco used their chances and changed the complete game. And after 3-0, you have to say that maybe it's quality, to let the other team make the game, and then at the end, you score the goals when you need to.
It was a strange game because the first half, as I say, Morocco forgot to play.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit like, can I shoehorn Scotland in again?
Well, yes, they were.
Well, it was a bit like Morocco against Scotland. The game was relatively close, that game, and it shouldn't have been with Morocco's quality. And this, I was expecting more of what we saw in the second half for 90 minutes, but I've got to give a lot of credit to Canada.
Yep.
The first half, the way they played, particularly the first 20 minutes, they swarmed all over this Moroccan side. But as we heard on the commentary, to keep that up for 90 minutes is difficult, and then that little bit of quality came through. So yeah, from Canada's perspective, a really, really good effort. I wouldn't be ashamed at losing 3-0 because Moroccans are a better side. But they put up a good fight, but in the end, not a surprising. Probably going to set up a Morocco-France game, barring a disaster. So yeah, no surprise. You couldn't give France that amount of possession,
right,
and get away with it. I don't think. Maybe if they had an off day, but you're thinking about Dembele and Doué, Mbappe, Michael Olise, and others coming from midfield. If you allow that amount of territory and possession, you'd think they're going to do something a bit special in that final third. So I think Morocco are going to have to find a way to get a little bit further up the field, and that's taking a risk. But you're going to have to take risks to get through in this competition. You're not going to beat, if it is France, you're not going to beat them, I don't think, by just sitting in for 90 minutes and hoping to catch up a counter.
We saw in a different level, in a different matter, we saw yesterday Cape Verde giving it and going forward against the world champion, and it almost worked. And sometimes you have, as you say, you have to take risks and try your best to surprise everybody.
And Morocco can, because we saw the first 25 minutes against Brazil. Although Brazil are not, I wouldn't say Brazil are as strong as France, of course they're not. But they couldn't get the ball off Morocco early on. So they have got it in them to take the game by the scruff of the neck. Whether they will or not, if it's France, that remains to be seen.
Again, you feel...
Yeah, it will be tight. It will be tight because they know each other. Players, most players, we can mention Hakimi. Bouhaddi played with the French national team on the youth teams.
Under 21s.
And even under 21s, but even before. And it's the first time that he plays for Morocco. So they know very well each other. So they will be it will be a big fight, a big game. Hopefully the best is gonna go through and win. But it's going to be a revenge maybe for Morocco against France, for sure.
Canada side, they're going to be deeply disappointed, especially with what we saw in the first half, JB.
Yeah, of course, because they had some really good moments. Again, we spoke about them being able to control the game without the ball, really dictate where they wanted Morocco to go, and they weren't able to find answers to that. But what you need to do when you're having good spells and you're playing against a really good team who hadn't quite turned up yet is take those opportunities when they came. They had one or two in the first half, weren't able to do that. They weren't clinical enough, completely opposite to Morocco in the second half, and ultimately, that was the difference.
Well, let's see how the floodgates opened, Bradley. That first goal coming from Ounahi.
It was a brilliant finish and a well-worked goal by Morocco. It seemed to me throughout the game they found a sweet spot on the top of that edge, on the edge of Canada's box. You just see here, it's well-worked, and we can get into that after. I want to talk about the finish from Ounahi. A lot of players in this moment think they have to go for power and extra precision. If you look at the finish in general, it keeps it low. There's a lot of bodies, so it's going to be hard for Kripo to see. But here, Kaz, you mentioned the block.
Well, same goal scorer, JB.
Yeah, and again, we spoke about half-time. How are they going to get higher up the pitch? Who's going to be able to influence the game? We didn't see enough of Ounahi in that first half. He's been fantastic so far this tournament. But again, you look at this now, those positions they take up, ready to counter at pace. And this is where they're at their best. When you open up the pitch, give them those spaces in behind, but the quality, little cutback, sets it back for him. It isn't the easiest of finishes, but Ounahi tucks it away really, really nice.
He should have took them.
Well, we've seen them go to the semi, so I wouldn't write them off getting there again. I think it'll be a tall ask for them to go and win the World Cup. But in football, anything's possible, but I just like the balance. There's defender there. You look at big centre-back Diop, they have that there. In the midfield, there's Bouhaddi. Then you have a solid striker, you have creative players. They got everything.
Yeah.
Best team at this tournament, and that's probably the one that you don't want to see when you get through this one, because they've got so many offensive weapons. But just in terms of how the game will play out, you expect obviously France to dominate the ball. Yes, they've got brilliant attackers, but in terms of a team who could hurt them on the counter, as we saw in that second half, absolutely it's set up nicely for Morocco to have a real good go at them.
Still your favourites, Kaz, France?
Yeah, I said it from the start. I'm not going to change, Laura. I think they're going to go on and win it. And I'm a bit gutted for Morocco because I really think if it was anyone else, they'd have a real good go. But I think France are too good. I mean, Morocco, 6th ranked in the world by FIFA. You expected them to dominate the game, but credit to Canada and Jesse Marsch, who's put up a system to try and nullify everything Morocco have got, particularly in the wide area. So the game is open for them, and particularly with Morocco's main player going off injured, Saibari. This is a big game now for them.